Hello everyone, this is Ashish and welcome back to another episode of the Talk and Fire podcast. Today we are bringing a very highly requested topic. A lot of people were demanding for this one, the new education policy. I personally have not done that much of research, but it was all planned. I wanted to give you the natural opinion that comes into my head at that time, did not wanted it to be influenced. Komal, on the other hand, has done a lot of research on this particular topic. So we are going to discuss and see what is it all about. Is it all good? Is there some negatives? Or what is it about? What do you think? You've done a lot of research on in general, if you want to talk about it. How is it?
Yeah, basically what I think, Ashish, that it is filled with more positives than negatives. Like there is hardly 1 to 2 negative. Right, but that negative is so powerful that it can overcome all the positives.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. So you have to be the last to hear everything, right? So the very first thing, which first of all, I'm very much happy. I'm very much glad that the change came. Like it was. I think it was in 1986 when Rajiv Gandhi government was there, and there was like this education policy were like continued from that time only, right? And some changes came in 1992 later on, right? So after like basically 34 years, like the policy changed.
Basically, me and my father both studied in same education policy.
But our generation and the coming generations, they will see a huge difference again.
That's when you realize that you're getting old, right?
So you will be like, Ashish will be like, हमारे ज़माने में ऐसा होता था.
ऐसा पढ़ाई होता था, 11, 12 होता था.
Like it will be very hard for like parents, no? Like who will be sending their children for getting accustomed to such type of new education system. So it will be very tough for parents also, right?
Yeah.
So like earlier it was easy when parents were like already accustomed with everything.
It is always difficult for parents. There's always generation gap, but earlier it used to be like 20 years generation gap. Now it's like 5 years generation gap, right?
Yeah. So basically the biggest change which has come, Ashish, that is the 10+2 system, which was till this date, like which has been abolished now. Like new system, the biggest change is structural change.
Senior secondary, the board after 12th class.
So listen to me, first. So basically it is now 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So it has been divided like this. Earlier it was 10+2 basically. Yeah. Like pre and then till 10th and then plus 2, 11, 12th, right? But now it has been divided 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Like I'll elaborate more on it. Yeah,
please do.
So Ashish will remain silent in this podcast. He'll give just he hardly knows anything about this.
So much for natural opinion.
So he only told me that I'll give reaction at that time only. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah. So basically, so 5, like initially it is 5.
Till class 5.
That is foundation. It has been divided the foundation and then preparatory.
When will a child get inducted to 1?
Like I think there will be preschool of 3 years.
Okay.
Then first class, then second class, right? So that will be foundation course.
Basically class 1 to 5, right?
No, preschool. Like preschool of 3 years.
Okay.
And then first class and then second class. Yeah. So that is the foundation course, right? And before that also, like before preschool also, the parents will be assigned some training programs also so that they can teach something to their children at home only before the age of 3. Like some sort of activities and like that. Clear? So that training program will be provided, right? So I'm happy, right?
Parents will be getting some guidance that this is how you train your kids.
You need to train your children, right?
School.
Yeah. So after, at the age of 3, they'll be, I think, till 3. So after that, they'll be enrolled to preschool and then KG and like that. Fine. So first and then second class, right? So after second, so and in this period, so they will be taught like through activities only. So they will be taught completely through activities.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So after once they'll get, so then it is now the 5 1 is done. So now coming to next 3, like 5, it was 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, right? So
Okay.
next we are coming to 3, right? The first 3 because there are 2 3s.
Okay.
The first 3, it corresponds to this one, preparatory period. So that is third, that consists of third standard, fourth standard and fifth standard.
Oh, now I understood.
Yeah, so that is called a preparatory period.
Okay.
So basically a lot of creativity will be involved there, and whatever children will be there, so they can have idea of subjects like what is maths, what is science, like they can have idea, and a lot of focus will be on this creative thinking and like that. Clear?
Okay.
So now that period is done. So now more interesting period is like when a child will get enrolled in 6th standard. So it is again the second third, so the like second 3, like it was 5 plus 3, so that 5 plus 3 I have already discussed. So the next 3 is this one, that consists of 6th class, 7th class and 8th class. So the child, the moment he'll get enrolled to 6th standard, the biggest advantage is that he or she will get benefit of learning this coding.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Coding, like I still remember that even in 3rd standard we were introduced to this logo and all. And
you were introduced. I don't think so. I was like, it was
Okay.
not compulsory. Like you were lucky that you got introduced, right?
Yeah, and I still remember 6th standard we were, I don't remember properly, but by 7th or 8th we were studying C++, C++ and Turbo C and all that.
Everywhere it is not the case.
Yeah, I know
Ashish.
a lot
Like,
of schools
in
do not have
Haryana,
that.
no emphasis is given. Like in my area, no emphasis is given on this computer skills at my time. I don't
Okay.
know about the current scenario, but I think a lot of like, I studied in urban area, so I'm pretty much sure that these things will be seen, like the much worse things will be like must have been seen by this children also, right? Like who belong to rural background and right.
When I got into college, no, so there was one subject, computer science.
Yeah.
So few people who had studied that in school time only, they were doing marvelous, no problem. But there were a lot of people who had not studied that in school. They were
Yeah.
having super tough time during the
Exactly.
college. So let me just clarify this. Like a student just gets inducted into first 5-year program, basically what we had till class 2,
Yeah.
right? And then there will be 3 year, that will be class 5.
Yeah,
Equivalent
3, 4,
to
5.
us.
Yeah.
And then from until 5, this 5 plus 3, in that 3 years period, what will be like in first 5 years it is completely practical.
Yeah.
In that second 3 one.
So you'll be introduced to subjects, no? Like what is maths, what is science, and like that. What?
Basically we get introduced to science and all.
Yeah, like
mainly
a
after
little bit introduction, like
Okay.
like what is maths, what is like that, and the more focus will be again. It will be also consisting of activities
Okay.
and creativity, like that only. Clear? So now I'm done with the 6th standard. Like the coding will be there also. Like the people who will be enrolled in the 6th, 7th and 8th standard, they'll be also be benefited this vocational studies, right?
Okay.
And also with internships, and thus that internship period will consist of 10 days bagless period, like without bag period.
Okay.
So if a student, suppose if a student is interested in this painter job, like if painting, like so he or she can go to painter, like so that he or she can do internship under that person, right? And same with carpenter, same with electrician, anything, like any job you want, you can do anything. And this is such a good step. Like people, like from there only they will see that a painter, they will not see a technician, they will not see a electrician, carpenter, plumber, they'll not see such jobs as low grade jobs, right? So this system has been lot westernized. That is good, right? Because Ashish, what happens that in this Western countries, if you throw some paper or like that on this floor, so you'll not ask janitor to come and wipe that floor. So that is your responsibility only. So these jobs, they are treated very highly. But here, like our parents only tell us like what you'll do. Agar ye nahi karega to kya pocha marega.
rickshaw chalayega.
Like that. So these jobs are like so underestimated jobs, and these jobs need so much labor, so much hard work, right? Like if some person is doing a job at 50 degrees Celsius in the like prickly heat, can you see? So like that kind of, now people like upcoming generation will have respect, and they'll not see that plumber job is like little grade job or low grade job or electrician like that. So that is very good step that people, everyone, like the children basically, they'll see that every job is equal. Right?
Also, we are going to get higher level of plumbers and higher level of technicians because they are actually interested and they will get educated in that field. They'll have some experience in that field. Right?
So basically the more focus will be on practical knowledge.
Okay.
Like only like we have seen, no, हम physics पढ़ लेते हैं लेकिन हमें बल्ब लगाना कि नहीं पता होता ये वायर कहाँ लग रही है.
It is very difficult for a general person to know how the wire goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and people make fun of us like that you are studying physics and you don't know this. You are studying chemistry and you don't know how to make sanitizer, how to make deodorant like that. So these are application based things, and now our upcoming generation will have exposure of that also. Right? So now, so that part is done. So now coming to the very biggest change. Like earlier students were like they were divided like that after this 11th standards. So 5 plus 3 plus 3 structure is done. Now the 4 years is remaining. The last 4, that is secondary school. And the 6th, 7th, 8th was middle school.
Yeah, basically
right?
10th onward. 10th, 11th,
No,
12th.
9, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Okay, 6, 7, 8 and then 9, 10,
9,
11,
10th, 11th, 12th.
Perfect.
So these 4 years will come under this secondary school. Earlier it was 11th and 12th.
Senior secondary.
So it is similar like all Western countries, developing countries, right? Developed countries.
What they call high school, I think. Is it?
Yeah. So basically what will happen, like earlier, it was like we had to choose one stream. Like either I can choose science or commerce or this arts, right? So I can choose anything, and suppose if I have interest in 2 subjects, suppose I have interest in bio and at the same time I have interest in history also.
Okay.
So the person had to choose. And the more probability was like the person was pushed to take science and all like that.
Or just you do not have any options, so
now
you will take commerce
there is
or
no
arts.
stream. Like you can take, a pool will be there.
You can take subjects.
Yeah, up from that pool, a pool will be made. I think many pools will be made. And from that pool, you have to choose like what subject you want to study. Like if you want to study arts, if you want to study history, if you want to study economics, anything with science subject or math subject. Like this
Physics,
is so good,
history
no?
goes together.
This is so good, no?
But that choice has to be made in the beginning of this 4 year. That means 9th standard itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most probably, like not every clarification is there. Like more clarifications are not there. It is just described like that. So now students will be like taught like that.
Yeah. One more question I am having.
Yeah.
When will it be implemented?
Yeah. So the agenda is by 2025, 50% of students should have exposure of vocational studies. Everything. So I think within 1 to 2 years it will get implemented. We don't know when it will get implemented.
Who are you going to implement? Because a lot of people are in middle, no? If suppose I'm in 7th standard, how are you going to implement? Like my 9th and 10th
no
is going to be...
No clarification of that, Ashish. No clarification.
And
only
this something is going... This has been implemented by the current government.
Yeah.
5 years government changes.
Not so clarifications have been given. Like regarding this, like in college also major minor subjects will be there, and in like lot of clarifications needs to be given in future. Like this is the structure basically. They have told the tentative structure basically. So this will be the case. I think it will be implemented after 1 to 2 years.
See, if I'm looking at it just as a fresh eye on it, then I am seeing not much of a changes until class 8th. All right, because you are saying some programming language will be incorporated. It has already been incorporated for a long time. It is not that some colleges, some schools are there where it was not there. They will try to force it over there also.
No, syllabus will also be reduced, Ashish.
Okay.
So the focus actually this will give a blow to a rot process, like the mugging up process, right?
Okay.
So basically it will give, like the more emphasis will be given to the children, to person who is more knowledgeable. who is more intellectual, knowledge-wise, not to the person who has mugged up the things and is just vomiting out things, spitting it out on the paper.
Okay, so examinations will also change the way we
examination will also change. Like it will be twice in a year, right? Like in 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, like it will be twice in a year, and also it will be continuous evaluation. It will not be like कि अगर 12th का exam है, you will study before 1 month or 2 months and you will pass out. It's not like that. It will be continuous evaluation, and also it will be also one time it will be objective and other time it will be subjective. Yeah. Okay. One time it will be.
What about practical? They are putting some viva.
Yeah, practicals also, they will be given much importance because that tells your practical knowledge, right? So a lot of things will be there. Also one more thing, that's a very big change, and that's very interesting change. The report cards, like this report cards and all. So basically you will be assessed by your teachers, but along with that you will also assess yourself. Self-assessment will be done. That is necessary, no Ashish? Yeah. Like after like BSc, MSc, we don't have anyone to tell what you need to do. So that quality, I think we are lacking it. Everyone is lacking it. So that's why everyone is running after counselors, and career counselors are like that. What should I do? Right? So I think that this is mandatory, that students are developing this habit.
No, I just got a laugh because I'll give myself 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that is funny.
Assessment? Like,
everyone will give themselves 10 out of 10.
I have to ask myself that what do I want to do in life, like that. Is that kind of assessment we are going to have? Self-assessment?
Yeah, only like whatever you have done throughout the year. Okay. Like suppose if I'm in 9th standard, so when my report card will be prepared, so I will also give marks according to me. So I think we will self-introspect for whatever I have done. Also, one more thing.
I want to end it here only. That point, self-assessment one. See, I'm just looking at practical loopholes. The self-assessment, we used to have in our job, we used to call it APAR, Annual Performance Appraisal Report. Okay. Over there, what we had to do is that you will get the APAR and you'll have to tell them that what all things you did throughout the year like that, and how are you going to rate yourself. And I know that it is not that beneficial, okay? Like, it is not actually going to help you to become a better employee. All right.
Yeah, it's not because of betterment, Ashish. But I see that nobody thinks that what they have done entire year. At least when they'll put the marks, at least they'll take a moment to think that what they have done in this whole year. Right? So what they have, like, okay, what they think they are deserving of. Clear. So they'll have this habit of self-introspection. They'll develop this habit.
Once a year. Is it once a year?
Yeah, every time the report cards will be distributed. Yeah, that will be obviously after 1 year only, no? So
yeah,
it will
then
be
I
2
can
semesters.
say that it is not going to be helpful. Because if that was the case, then it would be very effective among jobs also, right?
Not that helpful. It's like one additional thing that is spicing things up. And
no, if I was in that place and you really want students to know and improve, and you want them to know what they actually want to do, you sit them down and you have to talk to them personally. Okay, tell me what's going on, what do you want to do, and you have to have a very knowledgeable person talking to them.
So that could be the disadvantage, or that could be one more thing that could have been added. Yeah, that could have been added in this system, right? The new education policy which we are talking about, right? So also one more thing is there in this report card system only, that other students will also be evaluating you along with you. Like everyone who ever was in your class, they will also be assessing you depending on your knowledge, not in mugging up process, depending on your knowledge, how you performed, how you improved, like that.
Then won't there be going roadies on over there? Politics and all, students trying to convince each other.
Like when the moment I enrolled in 9th standard, there was one change. Like CBSE is always playing with that things, no?
Okay.
So CBSE introduced this new thing. So I was in batch this one. So I'm 2013 pass out, 12th pass out, right?
Okay.
So when I was in 9th standard, clear. So it was 2009, like 2009 to 10, clear.
Okay.
So what happened? Like they introduced one thing, that your evaluation will be combined. Oh, can you please lower down the gain?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So basically, so it was combined, right? So 9th and 10th standard, the report card will come combined. And a lot of things were there, the behavior and the sports and the speaking and the attitude and the learning process. I'll show you my mark sheet, right? So a lot of things are written over there. So I think it has been adapted from there only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see what it is going to be actually, or we are just going to make our old system to just
when
get
you will be
accustomed.
having kids, then you will get to know.
maybe. Okay. Next, what are the next changes that we are having?
Yeah. So basically,
what happens after 12th standard or senior secondary?
Yeah. So also, like, if a student, like, if suppose after 12th, now what everyone will do? Everyone will rush after colleges, after getting admission to colleges, right? So when they'll be admitted to colleges, if they are not making it up to the cutoff, suppose cutoff is 90%. If that person is not able to score 90% in 12th or like that, clear. So another test can be there, like one CAT test will be introduced, that is common aptitude test. So that marks of that common aptitude test will be added up to your current marks, and so that you can get enrolled.
Kind of like, I think, SATs that they have.
Yeah. So the SATs they have in this US
America
and all, right?
and all.
Yeah. So that is good, no?
I want to put a question over here.
Yeah.
What about the rankings that we put? Like, there will be a topper, there will be top 3s in every class and like that. Has that changed?
Like in
Like
what manner?
there's ranking, no?
Obviously,
Rank 1.
they'll be ranking, no?
Yeah,
Ranking
see,
will always be
I
there.
think
Who is
that
the
ranking is the birth of corruption when it comes to knowledge. Because I've seen this in BARC training school. Everyone is genius. Whoever has crossed that interview, they all know engineering. They all love engineering.
Yeah.
But the moment you put ranking...
And science also.
Yeah, science, obviously. Engineering and science. All right. So the moment you put ranking, that the topper gets more, the topper gets privilege of getting more options. That's the moment they have two options. Either you understand subjects very well or you mug it up. And we found pretty soon, in just one semester, that mugging up and getting better rank is much easier.
Yeah.
All right. I still remember the ranking. You know, very close friend of mine became rank 1 after first semester. Yes. And then the person who actually turned out to be rank 1 after first semester was somewhere around like rank 4th and 5th. And he was studying in first semester in proper knowledgeable manner. Like, I'm going to understand subjects very well. And first semester happened, he understood what he has to do. And he changed. Very intelligent person became to rank 1. Right?
Yeah,
in just one semester.
So one blow has been given, Ashish. So to this system, right? To this mugging up process only.
Okay.
In 11th and 12th also, they have the syllabus will be reduced to the core knowledge. Not to the, not according to rote process. Like, everything will be done practically.
Everything.
Yeah. So throughout till 12th only, the structure is completely based, like, emphasis is basically, can you please slow down the game?
No, you have to stay away from it while you shout.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, rest of your noise is going to be very low.
I shout very loud.
Don't worry.
Like, a lot of people will be saying to me.
No, I'll fix it in post-processing, no problem.
Yeah, it's okay. So, okay. So, what I was discussing?
Yeah, you were talking about this testing the knowledge actually and not...
Yeah, so the agenda is mainly, the focus will be completely on this practical knowledge.
Okay.
Like in every class, the syllabus will be reduced to the core knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, to the knowledge based, to the application based, like that.
How are you going to test that knowledge? Because we always used to have practicals, no?
So there will be continuously evaluation, maybe like that. Maybe they'll come up with more things.
Not clear yet though.
Yeah. So this is the only structure which have been described.
Sorry to be talking like this in such a negative manner, but I'm just trying to find out the loopholes. All right. I'm just telling whatever you're trying to do. I'm just saying how people will be bypassing that, because I've had such experiences, no? So see, if you want to make it practical, I've done practical. Physics, chemistry, we have done practical. 30 marks was there in CBSE boards for practicals, right?
I didn't go to practicals, Ashish, and I still got 30.
See, this is the thing. I got 61 in my final physics paper in CBSE 12th, right? and 29 out of that was from practicals. Because they were giving super full marks in practical, everyone, so that nobody fails.
Arey, I want to wedding. I didn't even attend it.
You went to someone's wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 30.
That's what I'm saying. So everything can... I know how practicals are going on. Everyone is cheating. Either solution dikha kitna aaya, result kitna aaya, they will match it. Then the person who is finally going to check, he is also knowing that, okay, let's them just pass them or something like that.
Yeah.
I've done practicals in college also. BTech practicals were like, we were most tension free in our practicals, and everyone was focused on how to cheat and all, right? So I'm just looking at things, and if you want to do Viva, then if you really want to do Viva in a fair manner, you really want to find out the quality of student, here's the thing that you need to know: the teacher should be knowledgeable. Otherwise it is not going to be fair.
Okay, that program will also come. That Parag committee assessment team will be like, it will be made.
Okay.
Like Parag means performance assessment review analysis of knowledge for holistic development, the full form of Parag. Like new team will be made, like so that the teachers, they get accustomed to online tools and to this new type of teaching methods, right? So that team has also been there, that will also be built. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. To enhance
training
the quality.
teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of trainings that, like, the parents, they are getting trained, the teachers are getting trained, children obviously getting trained, right? So this was all till 12th standard.
See, training is not that big of an issue. The issue comes when you have to invest in that training. Will they be able to put like 10 times more investment?
Manish Sisodia,
okay.
he also said this thing, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, right? So he also said that this is highly regulated. This was his statement. This is highly, I have done literally research on this.
Okay.
This is highly regulated and poorly funded. Right, like poorly implemented, like that.
Okay,
so
they have talked about the funding and all, because literally they have to put 10 times the amount of money.
Yeah, obviously GDP has been increased. Earlier it was something 3 point something. Now it has been increased to 6%. That is very nice. That whole of
that
GDP,
is huge.
6% will go.
Okay, that is good.
To education.
That is good. That is what you need to do.
We like, no matter like what are our past experiences or like that, but we have to admire BJP government for this.
Yeah, the current government, they are taking actions. Some fail, some succeed, but they have to take radical actions, right?
They have to see, what, like, if they'll not take action, then how come they'll get to know that what will happen?
It's
what
like
will
that
be the consequences?
Mission Mangal trailer started, no? There's no science without experiment.
Yeah,
experiment nahi karoge.
I'm so much happy with this policy, Ashish.
Yeah, definitely changes are important, and basically whatever demonetization, a lot of people will be criticizing that, definitely, but few actions, like when it comes to Indian Army and defense, they have taken some radical
Chinese government
TikTok ban and all that.
Chinese government apps ban, right? And also what will happen, so I think we are done till 12th standard, right? So after this,
no, there are some questions that I'm still having. Okay,
go ahead.
So let us say I am in now class 8, and what will be the basis of anyone can select anything, literally, because earlier it used to be for taking physics you have to have higher score or something like that.
It is not that clear, Ashish, but the pool will be made, like out of which you can select. Like it will not be like completely freedom. A pool will be made so that you can choose. Like 5 subjects, a pool of 5 to 6 subjects.
It would be good if, see, I think really it will cause a lot of investment, but I think if you really want to improve the education system, reduce the number of students per teacher. Don't you think that will be beneficial? A teacher will be able to actually analyze a student. He or she will be able to see what interest that person is having. Let us say reduce that 50 per class to 25 per class.
Yeah, that is very good idea. But Ashish, what I think, in a country where we are living, right? So we have lack of teachers everywhere. Like people, like children, they don't have this privilege of getting taught by teachers. Not even like they don't have teachers Fine.
Okay.
Like in some schools, they don't have school. Even they don't have one shelter. They don't have roof to study. So how come this structure will be implemented?
Yeah, that is
How
the thing.
come like you'll keep on reducing the percentage?
Don't you think it all comes down to this? If you want to improve the education system, increase the investment.
Obviously. So that's what they have done. 6% GDP.
That I'm very glad with, right?
Yeah, but let's see what happens because on ground reality is different.
Yeah, I think any old education system or new education system, if you increase the amount of money that you're investing in it by like double, then obviously it will improve.
So
right?
that's why Ashish, initially only I told this thing. The negative is so powerful that it can subdue all positives.
We have not talked about that yet.
You are already talking about that because you are questioning me up like a frog, right? So
That's what I'm supposed to. That's why I'm having so many haters.
frog reminds me of the stored land in Naruto's.
Yes, we have been watching Naruto in an unhealthy level. Should not be watching that anymore.
Yeah. So basically you only discuss about this, the implementation. The biggest negative of this policy, of this new education policy can be the implementation. Like everything will go in vain. Everything will be abolished if this does not go well, if does not get implemented
If
well.
the funding is fine, I'm not worried about implementation. It will not be 100%.
Corruption is there, Ashish. Lot of corruption is there. You don't know.
See, what I have seen through my experiences so far, that corruption is reducing, okay, and it will surely reduce over time. Like IAS people are now trained with this ethics and all. Even engineering services people, they demand that is taught to everyone, even ISRO scientist or BASC scientist. You might be.
I'm so sorry. I'm interrupting you, and
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Whoever will say me that
Go
you
ahead.
interrupt him.
Yeah.
You reminded me of a very good point. Thank you so much.
Okay, tell
you
them.
Just go ahead.
I'm done.
I'll just discuss later on because it will be included at the end.
Okay, just saying that the corruption will reduce over time. All right, it is coming slowly, but it will reduce. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. So basically that point which I just noticed right now, that will be included later on, right?
Okay.
So now so we are done till 12th standard.
No, we are not
right?
done. We are having
So
more.
what do you want to ask?
Okay, we are done. I think there will be some boards kind of thing.
Pucho aur pucho.
There will be some boards kind of thing after your 12th, senior secondary, something like that.
Importance will be less.
Okay.
Whatever I have seen, whatever I have researched, that the importance will be given very less to boards exam.
Okay. Any changes to engineering entrance examinations, JEE and all?
Yeah, that's also one of the disadvantages. He's just taking out every disadvantage from me, already taking it out in his hit list. Right?
Let me know down in the comment section. You have heard any YouTuber talking like this? That is why I wanted to do it at the end. The moment it all
he
came.
asked me, like, I also said to him, like, let me tell you at least highlights of this new educational policy. Like, no, I'll sit there only and I'll address that issue there only.
And I'm very good at being isolated. If I want to just close my ears to a particular news, I'm good at that. Because I'll just not hear about that anything. Okay.
Just reaches the ground level of everything.
Under a rock. Living under a rock.
And I bet you he can solve any problem of this world in the best way possible.
That's
like,
too much,
I
think.
can bet on that. I can vouch on that. Yeah. So where were we? Are we done? Like, should I go ahead after 12th?
You were talking about engineering entrance examinations.
No such step has been taken for engineering.
There's nothing wrong in engineering entrance examinations, I think. What is wrong? IT JEE examination, they are perfectly fine. Level of questions are good. ITs are setting it.
But I think some structural change should be there.
When it comes to entrance examinations, I think it is fine.
Its level is getting too much high. Like other parameters should also come so that the actual level, suppose someone is like physics, chemistry, maths, bio, any subject, right? So the level, it has been increased so much because of the competition that has been rising continuously every year. So I think other parameters like aptitude and other thing also you can introduce in it.
So you're saying that level of questions are increasing?
No, the quality of particular question
is increasing.
Yeah.
That is good, no? Like we are increasing the level of education.
That is increasing, but I think that is getting too much. Even like I think
no. If you do not push it, then
Supreme Court or some court also asked IITs teachers to make the question paper a little bit moderate, because it is exceeding the limits now. It's getting too tough. That's why.
Okay. Isn't it good that people are
It's
actually
good.
better?
It's very good, Ashish. But people are making it everything. Like, even if after doing hard work also, they are not able to crack the questions because they are too tough.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think another thing should be added up there, like another parameter, so that it can be balanced out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you are not agreeing to
No,
me
definitely
to a lot.
not. Listen, in IITJ, it's not like you have to solve 100 out of 100 question. All right. If some student is able to solve that very difficult question, who are you to stop others from putting that kind of questions? If someone wants to get that good at physics or that good at chemistry or that good at mathematics, that they are able to solve very difficult questions also.
Yeah, that is good. Like,
let them push their limits. What is the problem?
Yeah, but for me, I think people sacrifice everything, like, on this exams and all.
Does not matter what is the level of difficulty of the paper. You are never going to change the competition.
No, like, I feel so it is getting too much difficult.
See, this is the problem that people in GATE examinations are facing. You have been a part of it. If question papers becomes very simple, no,
it's not simple, because it's exceeding. There is one limit and it's exceeding that limit. It should be within limits. It should not be like...
So people will be getting 60% of marks. What is the problem?
Yeah, it's okay, but
in engineering services, people are getting 60% of marks. Toppers are getting 60 to 70% of...
Is it relative marking?
No.
It's not relative.
But rank is relative.
Rank is relative.
Yeah. People get selected based on their rank only, no?
So is there any cutoff also? Like, suppose if a topper is getting, like, now the
number of seats are limited. So there will be 100 seats. So ultimately it is relative only.
Yeah, if someone is getting 60%, so is there any passing mark also?
No,
like,
I
below
don't think
25%
so. No.
also, if you get it, you will not get a seat.
No, number
Is
of seats will be
like that?
Number of seats will be generally deciding what is the last candidate that is going to get selected.
Okay, so that will even if that person is getting 10%.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the lowest one is getting 10%.
Yeah.
Depending on the difficulty.
Yeah.
Like, the way they have told that the difficulty level has been risen up like that.
Most of the examination do have sectional cutoff or lower cutoff. For example, in ISRO interview, right? Let us say 40 seats are there. All right. So they will be wanting like top 40 people they will be picking up. But they will be saying that a person who is getting less than 60 out of 100, we are not going to select that. But generally what you are going to see is that the last candidate is having above 60. All right.
Okay. So we are now differentiating in opinion here according
Disagreeing
to me.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Let us know your opinion also.
Yeah. Please comment down your opinions too. And also, so now, can I move ahead,
yes,
please?
You have my permission now.
You're not letting me go ahead after this 12th.
Until unless the concept is clear, we are not going to move forward.
You're acting like a first child kid. Like, what is that? What is that? Like that.
That is how I've always been. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, we are done till 12th standard by his grace. I was saying by his disgrace. Okay. So, no, we are having a lot of fun, right, Ashish?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
So, basically, now, after 12th, so I have told this aptitude test, CAT test, right? And also after that, the common credit system will be there for every deemed university, open university, private university, government university, every type of university. One type of system will be there. Earlier it used to happen, like this government schools and like that. The state boards, they give comparatively less marks than the CBSE. So they used to have problem. They used to face problem in this. Like, suppose if you, for my case, like I have seen the case with DU. Like, if a topper is having 80% there and cutoff is going 95, 96 for science in DU, so he will not be, even if he or she is a topper, they will not be able to get to the college, good college. So now everything will be same in universities also. Everything will be same. Common credit system, right? And also this all UGC and AICTE, these are the committees which make rules for university.
Never understood the difference between them. Like, people used to say that this college is AICTE approved.
Yeah.
What is UGC? What is the difference? I do not know. What is that?
Even I don't know.
Okay.
Like these are the committees. I just know that they make rules. Like they
Okay.
are not credited like that. So maybe they are depending on their powers and like that. Maybe like
Okay.
this is UGC
But they are now
approved.
combined.
So now they come under one panel.
The
They'll come.
entities that govern this college and
Yeah, so
what
they
are
will
the
come under
courses
one
going
panel,
on.
right? Yeah, so that is the case. So now coming to this, also one more thing, I'm just telling it before entering into college wise, because otherwise I'll forget this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So now government will give funds to research not only in science but also in social science and humanities and like that.
Okay.
Like for in funds will be provided to these
Research like
students also.
PhD or all?
Yeah, obviously. Right,
Okay.
so funds will be provided there also, so that's a very big step.
Didn't even know it was not available earlier. They are also doing PhD. They must be
Maybe
getting
you are surrounded with sciences and like that.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah, so that was the case. So now let's finally going down to this
Engineering.
yeah, engineering, not college.
Okay,
What do you think?
graduation.
Everything is engineering. College is engineering.
Graduation.
Yeah, graduation. Simple, right? So in graduation, you will be having major and minor. It has been bifurcated like this: major and minor. And your major, fine. Your major can be like physics, and your minor can be music.
Very similar to Western, no?
Yeah.
Where they are doing.
Yeah. So I'll tell a difference also how it is different from this Western, like especially
Education
USA.
system.
Fine. So basically, it is now major and minor. So now anyone can do, like suppose after seeing this major and minor, if someone is interested in music, like he or she gets inclined to much minor subject, fine, so they can do post graduation from this minor subject also. That's kind of cool, no?
Okay.
Yeah. So one more thing, so that is a thing. And also if a person, so credit fund transfer system will be there. So suppose in first year a person has achieved suppose 36 credits. Suppose.
Okay.
Credit means, like, for people who may be confused, what are credits? So guys, for every subject there are some credits, right? So if you read that subject, if you just pass that subject, so you will be assigned those credits, fine. So after first year, suppose you have 36 credits with you. So, and if after that 1 year, so you have to break the course, you have to got enrolled out of the course due to some reasons. So and if suppose if you are disinterested in that subject and if you want to pursue something else, so that credits will be transferred to another degree.
Okay.
Fine. So credit transfer system is there.
The time is not wasted.
Yeah,
right?
time is not wasted. You can start the degree from there.
You can
only.
change your stream.
But it is not clear. It is not clear. I am already mentioning. It is not been mentioned clearly, like whether it is for same degree or different degree. Like in other college or in different, suppose if I'm pursuing physics or chemistry, anything, and if I get 36 credit for first year, and if I'm breaking it, if I'm going to biology or physics, fine. So whether those credits are valid for same stream only or for different stream only, this has not been clear till now. Okay. But like simultaneously, I think slowly it will get clear. The picture will be more transparent, right? So basically the case is like that, right? So also after, suppose if you are also, one more thing, that in first year if you are dropping it, so you'll get one certificate.
Okay.
And if you are dropping the college after 2 years, you will be assigned with diploma, and after 3 years you will be assigned a degree. And also for people, suppose if I'm doing BSc or BTech, like if from job perspective of view, if someone wants to do only job, so they can do their degree till 3 years. But if someone is research oriented, they have to be in undergraduation for 4 years. Fine. So after 3 years, you can get this degree. Fine. And after fourth,
and you can, if you get a job,
you will get research degree. After 3 years, if you want job, you can leave. Like
that is perfect actually, because the campus placement begins in 7 semesters.
That has been taken into consideration, because a lot of people get placed in just starting a 4th year, and they are just wasting their whole year sitting idle, right? So basically, this is
so like
a good step.
if I get placed in 7 semester, I say peace, I'm out. like that.
Yeah, so you can just move out with a degree.
Okay.
Fine. So that is a good step, no?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Like
So-
once you get a placement, you're not studying anyways, so you're wasting your resources.
Yeah,
So
for research, you have to be
research
admitted.
like what?
If you are-
MTech, PhD,
Yeah,
like
if
that.
you are interested in that, so you have
Masters.
to be in BTech, BSc, BA and any course for 4 years, right? And after that, post-graduation will be of, if you have done BSc of 3 years, the post-graduation will be of 2 years. If you have done post-graduation of 4 years, undergraduation of 4 years, then post-graduation will be 1 year.
Only 1 year MTech?
Yeah.
Isn't that changed? Like, is it changed?
If you have done undergraduation of 4 years, then it will be 1 year.
Okay. Masters?
Yeah, masters.
Now it is like 2 years masters.
Yeah.
That has changed.
Yeah. So, and then there's no MPhil and MPhil criteria is there. So, a lot of things were there. No MPhil criteria were there. Right. So, yeah. So, that is the case. Clear. And for teachers also, this has been case that for teachers, the B.Ed will be the for teachers, like for anyone to be teacher, so they should have this B.Ed degree. But if someone is already have graduation, so they should have at least 1 to 2 years of B.Ed degree.
Okay.
Like that. Clear.
Okay. Lot of changes. Like
Lot of changes are there. Lot of changes.
you know when it will be implemented in colleges, because the cycle is shorter, so they can implement.
So,
quicker.
like by 2025, they are targeting that 50% of grads should be accustomed to it.
Okay.
So basically, I think it will be implemented very soon, within 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
The new people who are joining, they will be getting the new system. Right?
I think, like, the picture is not clear, Ashish. I think I should not comment on it.
All
Like,
right.
yeah. So this has been the case.
Why are they making MTech and all just 1 year? What is
Because
the
they have
money?
already given 4 years to this, no? So it should be 5 year basically.
Okay.
Your graduation
So
and
I think-
post-graduation should be of 5 year.
I think coursework of BTech is also changing now. Is it?
So
The
it will
fourth
change,
year will be
obviously.
very, very
Like,
difficult.
obviously, it will be changing.
Like
now.
half of the MTech
lot
course
of
will...
a lot of pressure will be given on projects and all in 4th year, like basically the research wise.
Okay. They made some change, like GATE is compulsory and all for BTechs and all.
No such change
Okay,
till now.
because they were thinking of doing that, no?
No such change till now, basically. So that has been also, I think we should talk about the cons of it, the disadvantages of it.
Okay.
So you have seen the disadvantages. He has been picking on me.
We were planning to discuss the disadvantages at the end.
Yeah. So he already included that in my advantages only. और रायता फैल गया. हाँ. तो कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा से start करते हैं. ठीक है. Okay. So disadvantages are, first disadvantage which I see is implementation. So before implementation, I'm very much... A lot of people will be, I think, a lot of people will be taking a jibe at me because I'm saying that.
Go ahead, we are used to it.
So basically, it will be that till 5th standard, you can, like, this is not a compulsion, but you can teach in regional language. Earlier, it was a pressure, no? Like, you have to teach in English, like, people were very much in awe of this English medium schools and like that.
Okay.
But now it is not compulsory. So,
Will that change in English medium schools? Because I think English medium schools will be
they'll
saying,
be
we'll continue.
But I think this will not, like, the lot of schools which were thinking to give competition to others. So now they are in much comfort that, okay, we can teach in regional language also.
Which schools? Like government schools and all?
No, like lot of schools which are in competition to get credited by CBSE. Like, lot of schools are there, no? They'll rise their standard, then they'll be credited by CBSE or by English medium. Earlier it was Hindi medium, then they'll be promoted to English medium.
Okay.
Like that. So now they will be in much comfort level that they can teach in regional language also. They'll not bother to take people who know English, right? Who know English, and I think this is the biggest disadvantage because at those early stages of your life, the child memory is very delicate, and then only he or she can learn the things very quickly, right? So, like, if a person is learning some language at this point, if I learn Japanese, I think I'll take much
Higher time.
higher time than a child. Obviously, child learn those things by hearing only, like whatever.
We never tried to understand our mother tongue. We learned it. right?
Yeah, exactly. So that will happen, and I think regional language, so that will be a problem for that person. Suppose a person, suppose a army background person, they get transferred after every 3 years. A person is in Maharashtra, and if he or she gets shifted to Kerala, so that person child has studied till 5th standard in suppose Marathi language. So now that person, the child will be studying in Malayali language after shifting to Kerala after 5th. Like, because the government has give instruction that preferably till 8th. Like, it should be till 5th you can teach, but preferably till 8th, like till 8th standard also you can teach.
I'm just thinking that what schools will be impacted due to this. Like, will the convent schools and the private
that is the
schools
case
will be-
different, no, Ashish. The schools, like now we are under
government
this.
schools will be definitely impacted.
Yeah, now we are under this impression,
Kendra
no,
Vidyalaya
we'll
and
send
all.
our children to good school. But now we are under this impression now that okay, now no, like every school will be teaching in this regional language. So we don't need to worry about. So I think no competition between schools will be there, and everyone will be doing everything on their own terms. Fine. Earlier it was competition.
Okay.
Right. So, and any regional language teacher will come. I think that will be problematic for students only.
Okay, but will there be 2 compulsory subjects, like one English and one Hindi? Because CBSE schools used to have that, no? English and Hindi. There will be 2. These subjects we all study, no, as a subject.
Yeah, obviously they'll be introduced in 3rd, 4th, 5th standards and like that till all these stages. But I think that will not be compulsion. If someone is teaching in English, so that is another impression.
I'm just
Right?
thinking that...
And I'm laying emphasis on English because it is an international language. You know, Indians are very much ahead of all these Asian countries when it comes down, when they are going to foreign universities.
Not
because,
only it is...
because Ashish, because they are like very much accustomed to English. They can imbibe English very well. They have imbibed English very well. So in India, a lot of people speak English, and internationally you need English only, and for communication only you need English. And you know, like for transfer, someone is getting transferred to another city of India only. So it will be very problematic for the parents or for that child also, that how they'll get accustomed to those things. Like if someone is studying in Marathi, they'll get shifted to Malayali. How they'll be learning things. Earlier it was English, so earlier it was easy.
Let me talk a little bit about it, because I'm having a huge amount of experience when it comes to languages. All right. So a lot of people do not know, but English and Hindi, both are none of them are our national language. Both of them are our official language. Right? So when it comes to central government, and you can know either of the two, and nobody will be questioning you if you do not know the other one, but you have to know one of the two. Okay. Now, since this is the case that Hindi is also our official language, now it has to be implemented to the central government organizations in down south. And you know how down south I've been. I've basically been like half an hour away from Kanyakumari. Okay. So that's as south as it gets. Okay. I've worked over there. Now, I still remember there was a class in our ISRO induction training program. One lecture was from the Hindi community. All right. So the central government organizations will be having Hindi cells. All right. So that if you want to learn Hindi, if you do not know Hindi, you'll be taught, and you will even be rewarded if you perform very well in their examinations and all. And what I saw over there, the class actually turned into an argument. It was not a class anymore. Like the South Indian people we're not just buying it. Like, why do we need to learn Hindi? Just make one common language, English and all. Okay. So a lot of people, even in my comment section, ये तो India है ना, यहाँ पे तो हिंदी बोलो भाई. Dude, you don't even know how many people in India do not even understand Hindi, and they are not going to accept. Okay. So that is the variation. Just I'm letting you know. All right. So whatever might be your thinking, but here's the thing: if you teach like 26 states, so many states are there. All right. If every state, a majority of the state a lot of states are having Hindi. For example, I grew up in Jharkhand. Okay. We all speak Hindi over there. That is our mother tongue. Bihar people, most of them speak Hindi. Okay. Mathli and all are there. A lot of them are having their mother tongue, but they speak fluent Hindi. But then comes like if children are growing up like that with their own particular languages, then how are they going to mix among each other when they start working? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, I never put my opinions in this topic because it is too much, and I also do not know the answer. Like, my friend was sitting beside me, and I put some, like, what is this? What should be done? And that person, I also do not know. We don't know.
I think like this should have been mandatory. Like one regional or one vernacular language should be there along with the official languages, which is English and whatever Hindi, and one regional language should be there, like should be taught along with that. So that could have been good, no, Ashish?
Yeah, then you have to learn 3 languages.
That is good. You have like more languages you learn, more experience you have. And at this stage only you can learn these many languages, right?
So I think English and Hindi, I do not know, because that is very, very, like, I do not know if it can be implemented, especially in Tamil Nadu.
I'm much in favor of English, but Hindi is like, if that is official language, okay, there is no harm in learning it.
No, Hindi, like all the documents, government documents, they like come in both Hindi and English.
Yeah.
So a lot of people might be having problem, but majority are like, okay, because huge population speaks in Hindi, and if down south also people start learning Hindi, they will only be benefited. Okay. And you know, a lot of, like, in Tamil Nadu, the problem is the biggest. Okay. I have taken seminar in Bangalore also, and I went over there and basically said that, should I take seminar in English or Hindi? Then they said that you can take in any. We understand both. Okay. Kerala also, majority people understand Hindi. Yeah. Hyderabad also. No, first time I went to Hyderabad, there I went to an auto person, and I was living in Tamil Nadu. So I was used to like talking in English, because Hindi, whether they know or not, very highly doubted. Yeah. So I was talking in English. Bhaiya, can you go over the XYZ place? Bola, Are udhar jana hai, chalo leke chalta hu. Like, they are completely understanding Hindi. So when it comes to the major, there were 4 South Indian states. Now there are 5. Okay, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. But majority of the places, they are understanding Hindi. The biggest problem is in Tamil Nadu. Over there, they literally, a lot of people do not understand Hindi. I've had a lot of friends who are Tamil. Yeah. But what is happening over there, no? A lot of Tamil people are actually taking tuitions, home tuitions of Hindi, because they understand when they go up north, and a lot of Tamil people have also audience over here, and they will be agreeing with me. When they go up, it will be benefited to them. I met one friend in ISRO. All right. Now he did his BTech from IT Madras. And right now he's posted in SAC Ahmedabad, right? Space Application Center. And I said that how do you deal with it? Like, there, if you are up south, like I've worked for 2 months in Mumbai region, and there everyone is talking in Hindi. Okay. And he said that I had taken coaching. He grew up in Pondicherry, right? So if you are learning Hindi, it will be helpful for you only. I think they should be teaching Hindi language, English language, and rest regional language they can learn, right? If it is their mother tongue. But then the question comes that if that is their mother tongue, it will be very difficult for them to understand and take classes in English or Hindi. Maybe that is the reason that they have kept the teaching in that regional language, right?
Yeah. So basically, Ashish, the point is that the basic, like apart from all the advantages, I think the biggest disadvantage will be a biggest disfavor. Because if you are till 5th, if you are accustomed of this regional language or vernacular language, you'll not be having that much grasping power of learning new language. So that will be English. Clear? So after that, so a lot of people will face problem when they'll be studying in English. Because everything is in English, and when they'll be taught in English. Clear? So basically my point is like that. Clear? So
I think one positive I'm seeing, I'm contradicting you no matter what you're saying, because when you're saying positive,
that is good. No, regional language, if I mean also, like, people should know their regional language. Like, I belong to Haryana, I know Haryanvi very well. I belong to pure Haryanvi family, but a lot of people are there who are not completely Haryanvis, like who are not pure Haryanvis, but living in Haryana. They don't know Haryanvi. So, but you should know your regional language.
Yeah.
So that is the point.
Yeah, it is not a must, but
you should know. Like, it's like you should know. It is not must.
See, the language in which my father and mother, not much of my mother, but my father and my uncles and all talk in, I never learned that language. Okay. But it never caused me any problem. All right. I'm just saying that maybe this was the thought process when they were thinking about this. Very young kids know it might be very difficult for them to understand things in English if
Yeah.
their parent and all are talking in some mother tongue language.
Yeah.
So maybe they thought that we'll do that. We'll teach them in this so that they are very accustomed in that and they are able to grasp things easily. Side by side, we'll teach them Hindi and we'll teach them English because those will be the two courses that they are studying, and over time they are going to learn.
Okay. But I have to add something on it.
Hmm.
Ashish, whatever I have learned Haryanvi, that is from my maternal uncle's side,
Okay.
like from Nani and all. My parents always made sure to talk to me in pure Hindi and to my brother also, right? So what if I'm going to school and they are teaching in Haryanvi? So that will be a problem for me. Like, that is another benefit that I got to learn it from my Nani and Mamu, like that.
Then
But
you're forced to learn that.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that is also like, so basically one language should be there. So that is English. That is the ultimate cure.
No, I honestly, I do not find any problem with Hindi also. I think they should carry it
But
parallelly.
a lot of people have problem with Hindi. We have seen that a lot of people.
Lot of people have problem in English also. That also we have to agree.
Yeah, but Hindi, like a lot of South people I have seen, they have
No, but there are a
problem
lot
with
of North Indian people who will be having problem in English. There's absolutely no doubt
Yeah,
in
but
that.
that is a necessity because it has become international language.
No,
Ashish, Hindi is like Hindi. I think this debate has this NEP has turned into Hindi versus
This
English.
always becomes debate. Here's the thing. What I'm saying is there are a lot of villages in North India where people won't be able to understand English.
Yeah, but when they'll be getting exposure of speaking English in the schools, then only they'll be able to learn. No, otherwise how they'll learn?
I say that
That
you teach
will only
both.
bring society change. No, like if suppose I don't know English, my children they'll be suppose they'll be going to school and they'll be learning little bit English. Their children will be learning completely frank English. So that's and same with every counterparts of mine. Right, so same will happen with them also, and the chain will go on, and this will bring a societal change.
See, the only thing is what people will be saying that I know that English is not actually a language of India. All right. Now it has been adopted because we have been ruled for 200 years by British.
It is international.
Yes, it is international. No problem with that. But there are languages spoken more widely than English also.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go to Europe, if you go to Germany, English is not going to help you.
Exactly.
All right. So we are just looking at the Western countries. So if I go to Canada, if I go to England, if I go to USA, then it will be helping you. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, then teach German also, because we are influenced from that. So we cannot treat everyone. All right. So
that option will also be given in 9th and 10th, like German and French, like that.
Yeah, that is just a choice. See, what I'm saying is that you carry both so that their emotions are not hurt. All right.
Yeah.
So if you take Hindi and English both, if you're up north, all right,
Yeah.
and you are more comfortable in Hindi, but you also know English, then if you go down south and you find someone who can speak English, then you can talk to them in English.
Yeah.
So two languages make it more convenient.
Yeah, two language, I'm in favor of that. But it should not be like neither English nor Hindi. That I'm not in favor of that. Okay, I think we should put an end to this point.
This will never end. I know this will never. See, I'm going to
never ending.
I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this by telling you what happened in that class in this ISRO propulsion. Sorry. IITP, ISRO induction training program, where that Hindi person came and was telling us to be learning Hindi.
Yeah.
And the class did not end it. Okay, it went straight up to debate, and there's no answer. All right, you can argue about it till eternity, right? So we are going to move forward.
Yeah. So my second point is that Ashish, that you only talked about this, you only suggested me this point during your talks. So it suggested me that moral and sex education should also be there.
Yeah.
Should have been introduced, right? So that people can, like children can get to know what is ethics, what is sex education, like that. So I think this could have been introduced, and this, like, I have literally harbored hopes of seeing this in curriculum one day, but I'm not able to see it till this day. This policy has changed after 34 years. I don't know when next policy will come, but I want this change to happen in India. I want people to take like sex education and this moral education very seriously.
They have added something like this?
No.
They have not added.
Yeah, so that's a one disadvantage which I have personally seen, which I never, which nobody talked about. Even I have seen a lot of videos. Nobody talked about that, but and I felt very sad after seeing that nobody is talking on this topic, right? So lot of big personalities. I saw their videos and like that. I saw research. I read articles, and no mentioning of such things are there. Fine.
Even though Western countries do it. Right, they put sex education and all that in their course, right?
Yeah, so that has not been
Are we just going to put our hands on our eyes or going to play blind that it does not matter or something? It definitely matters
a lot. Like you can change a person's life by telling them the moral ethics, by telling them what, because a lot of people doesn't even know what emotions are. Because they have been raised like that. Good emotions.
Okay.
Right?
But
suppose some people are like bullying and all, we only talked about that. We also saw this solution that moral education should be introduced in the schools. Right? So, but no such change has been done.
But there are subjects like moral science and all that. Even we studied moral science. You remember that? We had a subject, it was called moral science.
It is not given that much importance, no, Ashish?
Definitely no importance to that.
Yeah.
Right. It was just I still remember the thinnest book we had of moral science.
And one more thing, self-defense classes should also have been added. Could have been added. Right. So that could have raised the level. Fine. And I'm seeing like if it is implemented well, I'm seeing that where India will reach in next 20 years, like 20 to 30 years, right? So, okay, now we are done with this thing. One more disadvantage, what I see, is that the transfer within colleges, there's no facility of transfer. Like some person is studying in IIT Delhi, or she wants to get promoted to IIT Bombay after first year. There's no such criteria, like no introduction of such criteria has been given. So I think that could have been added.
Okay.
Like I think that system is there in other countries, right?
Okay.
So some transfer system should be there. Like if a person want to get transferred, so she can get transferred under one criteria, like valid for whole India, right? So that's the point basically. Like this all mother language point and this implementation. The implementation, like everything is in hands of implementation.
That depends on funding.
Yeah. So, but they are funding it well. Now see how it will get executed, right? And this moral sex education, self-defense classes, and these all things, I think the transfer and all.
Let's take it one step at a time.
Yeah, and one more thing like that in US, what they have, it is like cumulative assessment. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. It is cumulative assessment, right? 9th and 10th. Like cumulative means like we have in colleges. Like if I get failed in one subject in first year, so I can appear for that subject. I can give test after every, like they have AP test. They can give 5 times, like in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and even after 12th also. But here we have only like 9th class paper twice, like the semester 10th and 11th. So I think the pressure will be much less on students. Like if 9th exams are there, so they have to, like if somebody fails, they can just see that okay, if I'm getting failed in that subject, I can manage that out in next year or next year. Like that could have been also added. Like that is a very good thing which I see in US system. Right, so I don't know about other countries, but for US it is the case, and that could have been added. But I'm very much happy for all the changes that has been brought, because the government has unveiled a revolutionary change to the system.
At least they're taking actions.
It's completely admirable.
Until and unless you shake it, how are you going to find out, right? So at least they're taking actions. That is very, very necessary. Like I said, my father and me both study in the same education system. That is the proof sufficient that we needed to change it a long time ago. But let's see, once you do the changes now, even if it does not work, you are going to find out, okay, and then you are going to understand and learn from that and do more changes according to that, right? So it is good. And
let me see. I have covered all points. So these are the points which I wrote down. Yeah. So I think I have. One more thing.
Yeah, tell me.
Now foreign universities can all, this is advantage, like they, like foreign university can also come to India and can also open their institute, like NYC University.
NYU.
Yeah, NYU, sorry. NYU. So NYC is a brand, like makeup brand. So NYU, so they can just, NYU has this branch in New York, in Abu Dhabi, like that. And Yale University also has branches in this US, in Singapore. And now like big brand universities, they can open their institute, they can open their premises in India also. Now we will welcome them, right? So now what will happen by that? So a lot of competition will be given to the vernacular institutes, like the regional institutes of India, like IITs. Now IITs and these NITs, they don't have any competition. Fine. So a lot of like Harvard University and this Oxford University.
Is it really a competition? Because these colleges will be very, very costly. They are not at the same league.
But research will be there, no? So IITs will also increase their level of research so that a lot of people will come to their institute.
Yeah.
Obviously they'll be
research
wanting,
does matter.
It does matter.
There's only one
Ranking
college.
is always done on research and all.
There's only one college in India that really comes to the level of research that foreign universities are producing. That is ISC Bangalore.
Yeah. So basically, competition will be given, and these institutes, whatever institutes we are having in India, they'll not sit back, relaxed, and they'll work their asses off, and they'll make it up to the mark so that they can give competition to these universities also. So that's good, no? And also people don't have, like, it will be a very big impetus to make in India. Like when those universities will come, we don't have to invest so many money on that, like to going abroad.
You see, a lot of people will not be going abroad and staying in India, and then they will be employees of India.
This is a very good step. Yeah.
Intelligent one, right? That if you want better education, we are having it over here. You can meet your father and your mother. You can study over there as well. And naturally, if you are studying over there, you will be looking for employment over here as well. Or they will be having connections over there also. So if you want, students will be having that option also. Right?
So how you felt about this policy, Ashish?
This foreign university in India?
No, every point which I discuss over here. What you felt?
What I think is that these are very important steps, but it will not matter if you do not implement it well. And ultimately, through this discussion only, I found out that it will be properly implemented if there is no problem in the investment, all the finance that you're giving, and if there is no something fall thing happening in the middle, right? So if you can implement it properly, then see, I personally think that whatever we were having before, it could have also been made to work if you can implement it properly, or if you can invest properly. All right. But changes are also good. Like I said, once you do changes, then you will understand what works and what does not. And I personally think that they should make the next change within like 5 years or 6 years, taking it just like a preliminary examination, seeing how it works and looking at the results, and then executing again. Right?
So I think we are done with everything. And one more thing, Ashish, I want to add this thing. This is out of this topic, but our like both of our this follower, like one follower, one very religious follower.
What? Tell me.
One very religious follower was asking me again and again, like every time he used to comment at the first on my video, and used to ask me like, please use this slogan once, please. That is, talk creates heat and heat creates fire. This is for you. Yeah. So
a lot of people, I think there are a couple more also, they were suggesting us that you should start your podcast like this, but this was the most persistent one.
That person was completely like, I promised him that I'll say that. And every time I was starting my podcast, I used to forget it. But this time I wrote it down, and I seriously, I'm done with this now.
Okay. Okay, that's about it, guys. We are going to end this podcast. As you know, it is weekly. So you are going to find us every week. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching us or listening to us on Spotify, do follow. And people watching should know that the audio version will be available in all the audio platforms. The links will be down in the description box. So that's about it. We'll see all of you next week. Until
The
then.
next one, till then, bye. Keep smiling and comment positively.
And do let us know down in the comment section your suggestions on what topics we should have the discussion in the further podcasts. And bye. See you
Bye
next time.
bye. I'll see all of you in the next one. Bye bye. Keep smiling.
मुझको ना